in the heart of a sleepless city, under neon lights flickering like ghostly beacons, there was a man named James McCarty. James wasn't the kind of man to be easily rattled. A seasoned private investigator, he knew his way around dark alleys and forgotten records. But this case was different. It started with the missing persons. One by one, people vanished without a trace. And there, right at the center of every mysterious lead, was Cyberdyne, a powerful corporation with a spotless reputation and a reach so wide that people whispered they could even control the police. No one would dare investigate Cyberdyne. No one, except James. Late one night, James sat in his dimly lit office, a cup of stale coffee steaming at his side as he pored over files on each missing person. Their faces stared back at him from old photos, faded but haunting, as if they were begging him to uncover the truth. And then there were his nightmares, nightmares that became clearer each night, where faceless figures moved in silence, surrounding him, watching him, their featureless faces pressing in on him. Sleep-deprived and on edge, James's search led him to an abandoned house on the outskirts of town, a place where shadows clung to the walls like cobwebs. Inside, he discovered records, damp, faded and forgotten, names and faces of the missing, filed away in eerie precision. Then in the basement he found it, a videotape with his own name back in his small apartment. And there he was, James, but with an expression colder than ice. On the screen, he was interrogating someone in a sterile room, his voice flat, his words cutting. This wasn't him. This person looked like James. Determined to get answers, James sought out Dr. Harper, a psychiatrist. The doctor was calm, professional. As James sat across from him, Dr. Harper offered him a drink, telling him it would help him remember. Desperate for answers, James took it, and his mind began to blur. Visions and memories swirling together, disorienting him. Images of himself, moving like a puppet, doing things he couldn't control. And then, in his mind's haze, a voice, clear and commanding, a voice from nowhere and everywhere. Deactivate James McCarty. In a flash, he understood. He had been Cyberdyne's tool all along, the enforcer, the one who silenced those who got too close. The missing people, they were all connected to him, and he had buried the evidence in his own mind, hiding from himself the terrible truth of what he had done. The voice grew louder, pressing into him, squeezing out his thoughts until all that was left was the order: deactivate. Pulling out his gun, he could feel the command tightening its grip, filling him with a hollow emptiness that swallowed everything else. And in that last moment, as he became a puppet to Cyberdyne's will, the world faded into darkness.